Even though Week 10 has come and gone, Epic still decided that it would be a good time to drop not just a new content update, but an entire new patch version yesterday. Instead of actually making the shittiest shotgun in the game somewhat useful, Epic instead decided to add a rare and legendary variety of the tactical shotgun with a different gun model that reminds us of the superior shotgun meta when the Spaz 12 was the model for similar pump rarities. It does 83 and 87 damage respectively with a 2.25 headshot multiplier with the same spam ability of the inferior models. That's not all what shotgun changes is the best shotgun, the combat version, caught a nerf with a reduced headshot multiplier from 1.7 to 1.5, and a range reduction as a slap in the face to anybody that can actually aim, which is a recurring theme with the changes made for this season, including introducing the pump shotgun back into the game just so that everybody can see how inferior it was to the combat shotgun because of the rate of fire, magazine size, range, and DPS capability. On to one of the more weapons that should require actual aim in order to use, which aren't shotguns anymore. I mean, have you seen the size of the crosshair for the drum shotgun? It's wider than a hooker's vagina. Anyways, but with sniper rifles, the semi-automatic sniper now has a reduced scope zoom for better usability, and the bolt-action sniper rifle is back in the game with the suppressed version being sent to the vault. Lastly, in weapon tweaks, a drum gun had a bug with its damage fall-off range, which is fixed, although I don't know if this is a buff or nerf, given the way it's written in the patch notes. Way to be ambiguous like a gay duo. For other fixes, the shield visual effects, blocking vision will no longer be an issue. Players that are too dumb to have the auto pickup setting on will now gain the benefit for consumable items being picked up until the max stack is reached with auto-magically dropping overflow. Bushes can now get wet too, as previously the chug splash wouldn't heal people with the camouflage on. The deep dab emote exploit has been closed as now there is a delay before players are able to shoot after starting the animation, and players attempting the flying ring Fortnite challenges 4, 67, 70, and 89 now show up like annoying relatives when wearing the correct piece of flair. Speaking of challenges, all of the Fortnite challenges are now active, but there are even more that are leaked, which will most likely go live today, at least for the overtime variety. They are for those that are hashtag Forever Alone, visiting Loot Lake, what's left of Polar Peak, and Pressure Plant, with the latter two locations that are tied to the in-game event, which the timer continues to count down to less than 3 days away, and more on that later. You'll get this loading screen here with normal people checking out that sick robot with the incels staring at something else that's off to the right. Dancing inside of a holographic Durburger head, which is actually a week 4 challenge found in Neo Tilted at the top of this building here, which will net you this loading screen, pimping out the World Cup event that will take place next weekend, July 26th through the 28th, if you fancy a competitive mode that relies on RNG almost as much as skill, and lots of ballers, so if you've got a bubble fetish. Scoring a goal on an indoor soccer pitch, which is also a previous challenge, but way back in Season 4 during Week 7, which had an entirely different map with tons of different soccer pitch locations. However, only one of them is indoors, and that's at the sports complex between Snobby Shores and Neo Tilted. Kicking the ball past the nobody goalie, that's a metaphor for bulldozer parenting, and you'll get this loading screen here that was the artwork for the different skins for the launch of Season 9, so maybe they just ran out of time to get some new assets in. There's more challenges which don't require you to actually have social skills, but are definitely easier when party assisted, like dealing 2,500 damage to opponents with an assault rifle, shotgun, and SMG respectively, which are the only weapon categories you should be using in the game anyways. Now, for those that require you to have a friends list that isn't as empty as a politician's promises, working together with friends to get 25 eliminations, which it's unclear if both you and a friend have to shoot this player and then them be eliminated so that assists finally start to count, or if it's just like a party assisted challenge, reviving a friend in 3 different matches, and placing top 15 in duos or squads with a friend, which is probably harder now that Storm Chasers doesn't complete this challenge for free since there are only 8 teams in each game. Lastly are the stage challenges for being at level 23, 71, and 87 of the Battle Pass respectively, which seem like random numbers unless you're a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and the second stage of completing those other tasks to unlock new styles for those skins. Complete all of these overtime challenges to unlock the 15,000 XP reward. However, there are lines of code which point to a granted Battle Pass, so perhaps completing all of these challenges will give the upcoming Season 10 Premium Pass for free, similar to what Season 7's overtime challenges did for Season 8, or if this will just be done for those in attendance of that aforementioned World Cup event, which has been confirmed by Epic as part of the ticket package. Considering that it's in New York City, maybe I'll have to take a trip down to the event, and if I somehow manage to get tickets, I'll do a vlog-style video recap. Is anybody else thinking of going? Let me know down below in the comment section. Fan meetup, perhaps? Who knows? Anyways, on with more challenges, as there are some birthday challenges, considering that Fortnite turns 2 years old on July 25th, although the Battle Royale mode wasn't delivered until the 26th of September 2017 in order to ride the coattails of the PUBG hype. They are playing 10 matches to grant you the frosted wrap that looks less like a topping that you'd put on cake and more like if sprinkles were left out in the sun for too long and melted into a puddle. Outlasting 500 opponents if you like standing on top of the trees in the middle of a circle to get you this birthday spray. Gaining health or shield from a birthday cake, which, if you remember from the last anniversary event, were consumable items on the ground, similar to apples, mushrooms, ice cream cones, and others to reward you the cupcake emoticon, and dancing in front of different birthday cakes, which were located on the map shown on screen here, way back during Season 5, where the majority of the locations that contain cakes are actually no longer in the fucking game, so who knows if this map will actually be relevant when these challenges go live, but the reward for doing so is the Birthday Beats music pack. Complete all 4 of these challenges to unlock the Birthday Slice pickaxe, which is probably better that you don't eat the cake because you don't know where the fuck it's been. It's definitely worse than the year-old wedding cake tradition. Also returning for the birthday celebration are the present items, which were introduced during the Christmas time frame, but this time with llama wrapping paper instead of the normal red and green affair. There is yet another set of challenges that were released yesterday with the Breakpoint skin pack, with the outfit that took center stage of the week 10 loading screen, the Signal Jammer back bling that actually shows off the storm location, and that's a concept that I'll come back to, as well as up to 1,000 V-Bucks for completing different daily challenges. Also in cosmetic packs, there are several different Neo Versa PS4 bundles, starting with the console inclusive bundle with the obsolete hardware and is generously preloaded with the game, which is a free-to-play game, as if Sony ponies are too dumb to download the fucking thing manually, containing the Neo Versa outfit, Neo Frenzy back bling, and 2,000 V-Bucks. If you already have a PS4 but just recently threw your controller in a fit of rage and broke it because it's a shitty piece of plastic, there's the bundle with the aforementioned cosmetics, 500 V-Bucks, and a new controller. If you instead throw headsets when getting irate, there's also a bundle for you with those cosmetics, 2,000 V-Bucks, and the gold wireless headset, which is a headset for people that are far too lazy to do third-party research for better ones at the same price point. Now on to other cosmetics. There are a bunch that have been found in the game files with the latest update. For skins, they are the Mecha outfit, which is a mini version of the robot that's currently built in Pressure Plant for those that like furries but also like it rough with hard metal. Astro Assassin, that's another one of those generic futuristic looking ones. Copper Wasp as a leftover skin from the Marvel crossover that nobody knew that they didn't want, that had to be recolored in order to not infringe copyright. Anarchy Agent is a palette swap for the minimal type of effort for getting money that Epic is known for. And finally, a trio of what Oriental garb will look like in the long term with Bachi, Tazuki, because sex robots are big in Japan, so why not in a game made for tweens, and lastly Mika, that looks like the stereotypical whitewashing of cultural appropriation. For back blings, there's Prospect that doesn't look anything like an exploratory device, Stripe Stalker with nunchucks and a cat's mouth as a nod to the event, and more on that in a bit, Moki, which sounds like a color that's nowhere to be found on this item, and Tana, that rhymes with katana, but sounds non-Japanese. For harvesting tools, Power Punch to reuse that Infinity Gauntlet asset like the Wasp, and Mean Streak that has no stripes anywhere on it and a misnomer. For gliders, there's Chaos with a symbol that isn't for the same name, and the Rose Rider, which is only an effective camo if the battlefield was the Candyland board game. For wraps, again, problems with literal naming, Redline that is more like orange, Stinger that would be for a bee, but Copper Wasp kind of fucked the color scheme over, Squared, which finally actually has the polygons correct in the name, and Mecha Team, which resembles the robot being built at Pressure Plant. Lastly, our emotes with business hips, which is how you dance at a work function because anything else is way too provocative. Reckless, if you don't mind leg sweeping Alice from accounting at said party. Revel for when you score one of those soccer goals because Sellies have gotten out of control. And lastly, is a player holding up a card with Team Mecha or Team Monster, clearly alluding to the upcoming event where these two NPCs will duke it out as you watch and root on one of them. Those emotes are just holding up 2 different banners which are available for free to gift to other players until July 20th, which is when the timer will reach 0 for that live event. Also with banners, there are 8 new styles for skins that are really generic looking until you realize that you can customize the shirt top with both the color and logo of your current banner, and to round out the set, there's also a custom cruiser glider, banner cape, back bling, and emblematic pickaxe that are also available to customize with your current banner, but Epic isn't that generous, so they're on sale in the item shop. In addition, there are also assets for the Fortnite World Cup with an outfit in a ho-hum female style or non-generic fish stick style, which were seen on the loading screen for the overtime challenges, a banner, and a spray to celebrate the event. Again, the banner will probably be given out for free, but definitely not the skins and possibly the spray. Finally, in leaks, there are some new upcoming items, including a Storm Scout sniper rifle, which is in epic and legendary varieties, dealing 81 and 85 damage respectively with a 2.5 headshot multiplier that seems like a really low damaging sniper rifle. However, it has a unique characteristic of being able to see through the storm wall when scoped in and having a storm mini-map appear when scoping in with the rifle, similar to the Signal Jammer backpack, almost how Pathfinder and Apex Legends know knows where the next circle is going to be. Also stealing concepts from Apex Legends, there have also been code snippets referring to a skydive formation along with a skydive leader, and concepts to break away from said leader and passing on the role as par for the course, with Fortnite folding in better ideas for their own benefit, as they've done not only with other games but also ideas from users on Reddit as well. So what do you think about the patch? And let me know if you're on Team Monster or Team Mecha in the comments section. I'm definitely rooting for the robot, because even though cats are better than dogs and Cactus is the monster and Doggus is the robot, the mech's design is definitely a nod to the Power Rangers, which I watched religiously as a kid. Now the style options for Singularity make a lot more sense, right? Anyways, I've been DashSwans27, making like a tree and getting the fuck out of here. Until next time.